Hail Pandawans and hail Orctober! Ha ha ha! Work, work, work. That's right, it is Orctober, my friends. One of the favorite things to draw in the world. Orcs. You know, they follow the same motif as my other favorites like Hulk and Frankenstein and Blanca. You know, just big green muscle bound dudes. I like that guy right there I'm doodling up. For this picture, though, I ended up going with, I wanted something that was going to be a little bit more, I don't know, straightforward, serious, I guess. The other one looked a little cartoony. So I just wanted an orc that was sort of in your face and all that. Orctober is going to be a long month, so we'll be able to get a variety of orcs in this one. The cartoony ones, the more serious ones, and then maybe some new types. We'll see. I don't know. Something that's just fun to draw, but it's got to be big, mean, and green. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so, oh, one thing. I always feel like I'm rambling like a fool in these videos, but I saw a comment or two saying that people actually prefer hearing this mellifluous voice ramble on and babble on about whatever comes to my mind while I'm watching myself draw. Uh, if you like hearing the VO stuff, me talking, I'll do more of that. If you like hearing it, shut up, Fat Panda, and just let me see the art without you ruining it with your voice, let me know. You know, put a comment down or something like that. But I don't mind either. The putting the music stuff is easier, but then I gotta find the music files and I figure out how to put that in every single time. Or I can just babble on and talk about whatever is the topic of the day. So some of you, you know, who are not familiar with digital art, I just changed the background sketch to a different color so I could see the newer, you know, pencil slash, you know, gray lines. Easier to do. In traditional art, you know, you'll usually start with, or at least like in a lot of the comics fields and stuff, they'll start with what's called a non-photo blue pen, and it's just like a light blue pen. And you draw that for the basic shapes and all that, and then you go over with, you know, pencils, or if you're super good, you know, inks, and that, you know, you don't have to worry about the scribbly lines underneath showing up because the blue doesn't replicate when you scan and all that. Well, maybe when you scan it does, but when, you know, in the old days when they would take photos of it, it wouldn't. So I just changed it back to gray now that I was kind of happy with the thicker lines I was doing. And here we go. Once again, the process starts again where I drew it, then I went over it again. Now I'm going over it one more time. Now, I'll do this similarly when I'm doing traditional sketches, but usually it's a lot lighter. But on these ones, I like to make it a little bit darker just so you can see what I'm doing. A previous one, a video I did with the werewolf, the Wolfman, for some reason when I did the video of it, the scribbly lines didn't show up as well. So I've been trying to just kind of keep them as dark as I can so it will be able to be seen. I don't know how everyone's watching this, if it's on their computer or on their phone. I don't know if you're out in daylight under the noon sun, you know, on the golf course, whatever. You know, that's my normal fans are, you know, of the golf course persuasion, I think. Khaki pants, you know, plaid shirts, yellow, preferably yellow, white patent leather shoes with a cool buckle. Basically like whatever Judge Smales wore on Caddyshack, you know. And that's a movie for some of you youngsters. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Some comedy 101 right there for you. Yeah, and also if going back to the, you know, VO versus music and all that, I just saw that as a comment in the comment section. So if you have any other questions, go ahead and answer. And if I can answer them, you know, I will. You know, it can't be like, you know, work-related, day job-related stuff. Can't talk about the games, can't talk about what's coming out or all that, or how come this is that and it's not how it used to be. You know, I wouldn't know anyways. But yeah, I can't talk about that stuff. But I can talk about art stuff or whatever I'm working on. You can, you know, ask whatever you want. So that could be fun. But it'll be on the following videos. And I do read all the comments too. I'm not a nice guy and I don't hit like for everything. I don't really think I've ever hit like on anything in social media. Maybe once. But yeah, I just don't tend to just do that. I look at the picture. Oh, that's cool. If I dig it, I save it. If it's not cool enough to save, I go right on, good art, and I move on. But that's because I'm an old man grandpa and I'm not down with what the kids are doing today. So this is just, hear me jumping around again. I'm just throwing in some basic kind of tones. It's, some of them are shadows, some of them help add shape, some of them are just kind of darkening out the areas that I probably won't have a lot of detail in. So, again, very similar to what I've done on previous videos if you watched them. And these, I call these pictures that I do brutal doodles, because it's really what they are. They're just doodles. And I know people go, oh, it's a lot of detail for a doodle. Yeah, I guess kind of. The full time I spent on this image was about an hour and hour and 40 minutes, I think. And, so it still kind of is a doodle. And when I say it's a doodle, I mean in the sense of it's not anything that I've really thought out. It's not, it's a sketch. When I'm doing a picture, I like to try to work on making it unique or making, something about it important. Really, this is just something that I've done thousands of times. It's a big angry orc face. Oh, you're going to chop off the tusk and then chop off the eye. You're going to nick the ear. Yeah, why not? Because that's all I'm doing right now is this is a doodle. It's something that I've done maybe hundreds times before, something that I find like a nice sense of calm doing for some reason. It's something I like doing. So it's kind of going back and just, it's like making a sandwich instead of trying to make a nice 5-course meal, Sometimes, you don't care if you have filet mignon at home, you want a cheeseburger or whatever that saying is. I think that's about cheating though, so maybe let's not use that as a metaphor. But sometimes you don't want a big fancy thing, you just want a nice sandwich, So here's my my green ham sandwich. But a lot of times, that it's okay to do this when it's just kind of something you're relaxing with and things like that. Like I don't tend to, or I try not to take that attitude when I'm doing my work, my work at the day job. I don't want anything half-assed. I don't want to phone in anything. I don't want anything that's, let's run the clock out. Like there was this video I was watching. I don't remember the artist, really good artist, but he was talking about how you don't want to give your all when you're doing your work, because there'll be times that you won't be able to do that, and that the bosses will come to expect that. And it's like, I don't know, I don't agree. I'd rather give it my all the time, because I'm not doing it for the work or the company. I'm doing it for me. I want to be able to put in as much as I can into the creations that I'm working on. And there's a time for these. There's a time for sketching and just relaxing, right? I get that. But when you're on the clock, man, like I don't know, I tend to want to do everything all the time as best as I possibly can. And, I fail at that sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, dude, that was not you wasted the day, man. You didn't give your all. And I try to, make up for that. But, I think one of the things that can really get you recognized, and I know a lot of people ask, how do I, further my career? How do I do this? It's like, this is my opinion. This is what I tried to do coming up in the field, was be indispensable. If there's something that needs to get done and no one's doing it, see if you can do it. And even if you can't, you're still trying and you're learning a new skill. And, the people who are, running the show will hopefully see that you're like, yeah, this guy's, wanting to get it done. Okay, let's give him more responsibility. I mean, that's a lot of people, want to spend their time not having responsibility. It's like, I don't know, man. I think the responsibility is kind of what helps push, right? I never knew how to use computers when I was, I learned day one, I learned how to turn on a computer. I never had a PC. I didn't know any art programs. I knew sketchbook, Sharpie pens and pencils, blue lined paper. That was that was my materials I worked on. I learned everything else on the job. And I didn't know how to do 3D, so I learned 3D. I didn't learn how to do Photoshop, so I learned Photoshop. And it's just, I get that you want to, not, you don't want to put in all the work and then not have it be recognized. But I don't think we should be looking at it for someone recognizing you for your hard work. It's look at it for yourself. Look what you did. You learned this new thing. That's going to make you a better artist and be able to do more, be able to achieve more, and be able to, if that company's, not noticing you, you can go to another one and they'll notice it, or you can, start your own company. There's some great things in being able to create something that's yours, you know. But yeah, there's me rambling on again. Okay, I'm going to take the 5-cent sermon on this glorious Sunday sunrise with Samwise. Yeah, sorry about that. I was rambling again. But yeah, you know, it's like these are fun things to do, and they're very simple, and they're, you know, they calm me down. But there's times when, you know, I got to put the work in on stuff. And you know, it's funny is a lot of times I can sympathize that a lot of times you make this new thing and you do all this crazy stuff, and you know, I get a lot of people responding more to something like this than something I've put way more time into. And you know, that's okay. It's fine, because I love doing both of these. You know, I make my art for my favorite audience, which is myself. I love doing this. I love the art that I make for myself, and that other people like it too is absolutely fantastic. And I'm so pleased with that. But at the end of the day, if no one saw this, I had a great time making this yesterday, and it chilled me out and got to listen to some music and all that. Well, I'm going to sign off now. Oh yeah, see, this is a breakfast catastrophe that happened. The jar of raspberry jam broke, and a shard went out, hit him in the eye, and nicked off an ear and broke a tusk. But it was damn good raspberry jam. All right. Well, I hope you enjoy your toast and jam today, and as well as watching this video. And if the rambling is too much, just turn down the volume and pop in some heavy metal or something. All right, Panda Ones, cheers and beers. And remember, always be creating. Talk to you later.